You call it a number. Heaven calls it a reminder that time is in my hands, a reminder that seasons change by my design, a reminder that your life is not drifting, it is being guided. Throughout Scripture, I showed my people signs not to excite them, but to steady them. When they felt lost, I gave direction. When they felt alone, I gave reassurance. When they felt uncertain, I gave my presence. This moment is about alignment, not sudden gain, not instant change, but a heart returning to trust. Because when your heart aligns with me, your steps begin to align with wisdom. Being chosen does not mean life is easy, it means your life has purpose. I chose people in Scripture not because they were perfect, but because they were willing to listen, willing to trust, willing to walk forward even without full clarity. Chosen means you are seen. Chosen means you are guided. Chosen means your life is held within my care. You are not overlooked in your responsibilities. You are not ignored in your concerns. I am shaping you through every season. You think breakthrough begins outside you, but often it begins within. When fear loses its control, when peace guards your thoughts, when wisdom shapes your choices. That inner shift changes your path. You start making decisions from trust instead of panic. You stop reacting to every pressure. You begin listening more than rushing. That is spiritual breakthrough. And spiritual breakthrough leads to practical stability over time. Inheritance in my kingdom is not just about possession, it is about position. It is the inheritance of peace, the inheritance of wisdom, the inheritance of walking with me daily. Those who trust me learn to live with steady hearts. They still work, they still plan, but they do not carry tomorrow's weight today, because they know I am already there. If this message is calming your spirit, take a breath and pause. Let peace settle before you rush back into your day. And if you want more encouragement rooted in faith and clarity, like this message as agreement with God's guidance in your life, and subscribe to stay grounded in hope, not fear. You may not see the full picture, but I do. You may not understand every delay, but I am not late. You may not feel strong every day, but my strength meets you where you are. Guidance often feels quiet. It feels like restraint when you want to rush. It feels like peace when the world feels loud. It feels like patience when you want instant answers. This is how I lead. Every step you take in faith matters. Every small decision shapes your future. Every moment you choose trust builds strength. I am present in the process, not just the outcome. You are not abandoned in your financial concerns. You are not unseen in your responsibilities. You are not alone in your waiting. I am with you. Do not measure your life by urgency. Measure it by alignment. Stay close to me. Walk with peace. Choose wisdom over fear. Breakthrough in my way is steady, not frantic. Lasting, not rushed. Rooted, not random. Whisper this in your heart. I trust God's timing. I walk in His peace. I choose wisdom today. I am guided, not forgotten. If this message steadied your spirit, like it as a simple act of faith, and subscribe to keep your focus anchored in God's promises. Stay grounded, stay peaceful, stay faithful. You are guided. The message you are receiving is not about sudden spectacle, but about sacred alignment, and alignment always begins beneath the surface before it ever appears in circumstances. God's work in your life right now is deeper than visible change. It is the quiet reordering of your heart, your thoughts, your responses, and your trust. Many people ask for breakthrough while still holding on to fear, but heaven's pattern is different. God first steadies the spirit so that when doors open, you walk through them with peace instead of panic. This is why the message feels calm yet weighty, gentle yet firm. It is heaven reminding you that your life is not drifting, not random, not forgotten in the noise of the world. You are being guided with intention. Throughout Scripture, when God prepared to shift someone into a new season, he often worked in hidden places first. Before David wore a crown, he learned faithfulness in fields where no one applauded. Before Joseph governed a nation, he learned endurance in seasons that felt unfair. Before Israel entered promise, they learned daily dependence in the wilderness. Preparation always precedes positioning. The same pattern is unfolding in your life. What you call delay has often been development. What you felt was silence has often been strengthening. God has been building patience where anxiety once ruled, discernment where impulse once led, and quiet confidence where insecurity once whispered. These inner shifts are not small. They are the foundation of lasting stability. Heaven is more concerned with who you become than with what you obtain, because character sustains what opportunity alone cannot. The angelic nature of this message is not about spectacle, but about reassurance. The same reassurance echoed through Scripture whenever heaven drew near to human uncertainty. Do not be afraid. Fear narrows vision, but peace expands it. Fear rushes decisions, but peace allows wisdom to speak. Fear isolates, but peace reminds you of God's nearness. This is why you sense a call to slow down, breathe, and listen. God is not pressuring you, He is guiding you. His direction often comes not as loud commands, but as gentle clarity, a sense to wait, a nudge to move, a quiet knowing that something is not aligned, or a steady calm that confirms a step forward. Learning to recognize this guidance is part of spiritual maturity. It means you no longer live reacting to every pressure around you, but responding to the peace within you. Peace becomes a compass, not an afterthought. This is one of the greatest forms of wealth heaven gives, a mind not ruled by panic and a heart not shaken by every change. When Scripture speaks of inheritance, it speaks not only of land or provision, but of identity and relationship. You are inheriting a way of living rooted in trust. Trust does not remove responsibility. It removes the crushing weight of thinking everything depends on you alone. Trust allows you to work diligently while resting inwardly. It allows you to plan wisely without being consumed by worry. It allows you to face uncertainty with steadiness because you believe God walks ahead of you, not behind you. This perspective changes how you see your present season. Instead of measuring your life only by what has not yet happened, you begin to notice how much has already changed within you. You are calmer than you once were. You pause more than you rush. You seek prayer more than reaction. You recover from stress more quickly than before. These are not accidents. They are evidence of God's quiet work in your spirit. Heaven's message reminds you that breakthrough in God's kingdom is rarely chaotic. It is often steady, layered, and deeply rooted. The world celebrates sudden leaps, but God often builds lasting steps. Step by step, choice by choice, day by day, your life is being shaped into something stronger than temporary success. You are being formed into a person who can carry peace into pressure, clarity into confusion, and faith into uncertainty. This is part of the crown heaven speaks of, not a display of status, but a mark of identity. You belong to God's household. You are learning His ways. You are growing in His wisdom. That identity anchors you when circumstances shift. You are no longer defined by fear of loss or by comparison with others. You are learning to measure your life by alignment, not urgency. Alignment asks, am I walking with God today? Am I choosing wisdom today? Am I responding with trust today? These questions shape a life that stands firm over time. Heaven's perspective reminds you that your journey is not a race against others, but a walk with God. Comparison steals peace, but calling restores it. You are not meant to carry another person's timeline. You are meant to follow God's guidance for your own path. That path includes seasons of growth, seasons of waiting, seasons of movement, and seasons of rest. None of them are wasted. All of them shape you. When you understand this, you stop interpreting every pause as failure. You begin to see pauses as preparation. You begin to trust that God is not withholding good from you but preparing you to receive it without losing balance. This trust creates resilience. Storms may still come, but they do not shake you the same way. Uncertainty may still appear, but it does not control your thoughts as before. You have a place to return to: prayer, gratitude, scripture, stillness. These practices are not religious routines. They are anchors for your soul. They keep your heart aligned with heaven's truth when emotions try to lead you elsewhere. Heaven's message is also a reminder that provision in God's way often flows through wisdom, community, discipline, and opportunity that unfolds over time. It is not driven by panic or pressure, but by steady faithfulness. As your heart aligns, your decisions align. As your decisions align, your path becomes clearer. This is how spiritual breakthrough connects to practical life, not through magic, but through maturity, not through hype, but through hope grounded in truth. You are learning to live from sufficiency, not scarcity. Scarcity whispers that there will never be enough. Sufficiency trusts that God provides what is needed for each step. This shift softens anxiety and strengthens gratitude. Gratitude opens your eyes to the faithfulness already present in your life, the strength you have gained, the wisdom you have learned, the peace that returns more quickly than before. These are signs that heaven is near, that God is shaping you, that your life is not random but guided. So breathe deeply now. You do not have to solve everything tonight. You do not have to see the entire path to take the next step. You are allowed to trust God one day at a time. That is the rhythm of faith that sustains. That is the alignment heaven calls you into. And that alignment is the true beginning of lasting breakthrough. The breakthrough you have been praying for is unfolding as a relationship, not a rush. Heaven is not handing you a moment of excitement. It is drawing you into a life of steady trust. You are being invited to walk with God daily, to let His peace shape your reactions, His wisdom guide your decisions, and His presence calm the noise that once overwhelmed you. This is where spiritual maturity becomes your strength. You begin to notice that you do not respond to stress the same way you once did. You pause more. You pray sooner. You recover faster. That is growth. That is evidence of heaven's influence in your life. You are becoming rooted instead of reactive. Like a tree planted by living water, your stability is no longer dependent on perfect circumstances, but on a steady source. God is teaching you to draw from Him first, not from the approval of others, not from sudden opportunities, not from emotional highs. This protects your heart from being pulled in every direction. It gives you discernment. Discernment is one of the quiet gifts of the Spirit. It helps you sense when something is not aligned, when a decision is driven by fear rather than faith, when an opportunity is more distraction than direction. This inner clarity is part of your inheritance. It keeps you from stepping into unnecessary strain and guides you toward choices that build long-term peace. You are learning that not every open door must be walked through, not every urgent voice must be obeyed, not every delay is a denial. Sometimes a closed door is protection. Sometimes waiting is preparation. Sometimes stillness is where God speaks most clearly. This understanding deepens your trust. You stop measuring your life by speed and start measuring it by alignment. You ask not only, is this possible, but is this peaceful? You look not only at outcomes, but at the condition of your heart while pursuing them. Heaven values the condition of your heart because your heart is where faith lives, where hope grows, where peace settles. As you continue walking this way, you will notice a gentle confidence forming within you, not pride, not self-reliance, but assurance that God is truly with you. This confidence steadies you in uncertainty. You may not have every answer, but you know the one who guides your steps. You may not see the full road, but you trust the one who sees the end from the beginning. This trust becomes your anchor. It keeps you from being tossed by every fear, every comparison, every unexpected change. It allows you to remain grounded when others are overwhelmed. This quiet strength is a testimony in itself. People may not always understand how you stay calm, but they will see the difference. And your life will reflect the fruit of walking closely with God. You will also begin to see that heaven's promises are often fulfilled through faithfulness in small things. The daily choices to pray instead of panic, to give thanks instead of complain, to listen instead of rush. These are seeds. Over time, they grow into stability, clarity, and peace. God builds through consistency. He shapes through process. He blesses through relationship. So do not despise the ordinary days. Do not underestimate the small acts of trust. They are forming the life you have been praying for. As this message comes to its close, let your heart settle in this truth. You are not alone, not unseen, not forgotten. God is guiding you with care. You are learning to walk in step with His peace, to live from His sufficiency, to rest in His faithfulness. You do not have to force the future into place. You are invited to walk with God today. And as you do, the path ahead will unfold in the right time, in the right way, with the right grace for each step. Take a deep breath now. Release the pressure you have been carrying. Trust that God holds your tomorrow. Stay close to Him. Choose peace. Walk in faith. The one who began this work in you is faithful to continue it, and His guidance will never lead you where His presence cannot sustain you.